Today we're taking a look at ClickCon. It's a convention for photography in downtown Chicago. My friend Adam suggested it. Sounded really interesting to check out. We just went to the trade show. They have a lot more. It depends on pricing tiers of registrations and all that, but you can do panels, informational things. All that sounded really interesting, but we just went for the trade show. At the trade show, with all the booths, you can check out a lot of gear that you might not be able to see elsewhere. You can also buy a lot as well. Procam was the large sponsor for this event, so they had a large booth with a lot of gear from pretty much any company that you could imagine for photography and videography, but you could also buy it throughout the trade show itself. A lot of the booths had things for sale at certain percentage off usually, which was nice. It's quite the challenge getting to downtown Chicago, especially in my case. It's around a 2-hour drive, but Adam and I decided to go to one of the suburbs because he's closer in, and then take a train to Union Station. From there, we needed to get to the actual hotel, which I think was about 1.2 miles, but that's still a pretty long walk. So we used a ride-sharing service. I think that was the first time that I've ever used any type of service like that. It was interesting going into someone else's car and being like, okay, let's go to the hotel. Of course, Adam handled all of that, which was very helpful and definitely a good benefit having a friend there to get things done. The hotel itself seems like a great one for a photography convention. It's very classy inside, even if you just wanted to take photos outside of the convention. I took one of my Canon EOS M50 cameras with the 11 to 22mm lens and the Boya microphone. With that setup, I was doing mostly like interview style videography and just trying to get some clips of the convention. So we're going to look at all of that grouped up, and then in the description of this video you can click on Timecodes to select which area. We have the X-Rite company. Didn't do too much there, but I talked a little bit with them about the color correction stuff and quizzed me on my camera. I don't have zebras on the M50, so it's not ideal, but maybe in the future I'll try to do more color grading and things like that. Those are intense. Is that like an acrylic on it?
Acrylic, yeah.
Okay. Those are the metallic ones.
30 by 45. So that is $315.
Okay.
I mean, that's before the mount. I mean, I think the mount on something this size is like another 40 bucks, 50 bucks. So you're looking at 360, 370, right around there. It is $25 to get one of these. I mean, with this, we do use your image. Okay. So then it's sent to you with your image on it, whichever one you choose, and then you can really see. If you do video, you should check out this. So it's our auto start video player.
Oh, nice.
So it's going to just autoplay right when that button is released.
Okay.
So we've got volume. We can pause, resume, and then so it only plays videos and slideshows, so we can skip through multiple videos or multiple slideshows. So this can be a portable portfolio if you want to carry your videos on you. Instead of pulling out a phone and going to YouTube, pull out your branded portfolio that is you. Or add it onto packages, seniors, families.
Is that battery replaceable?
It's not. It's you charge it and plug it into your computer. Okay. We have a 1-year warranty on them. Yeah, so they come in white and black. The inside's all the same. Then the other one is our full wrap. So these are $99 for 4 gigs, and this one is $129 for 4 gigs as well. Later this year, we're going to release a 32 gig, which I believe is going to be $149 and then $179.
Okay.
We've got a new drive, our Duo, so USB to C.
Oh, cool.
I don't know if you have anything Type C.
Yeah.
But that'll go into your computer, or if you have an Android phone or anything like that. And then, yeah. So you know, you kind of match. You find a drive that fits your brand, your logo, who you are, and what you want to like portray. Then find a box that works with it. So you can do flash.
I love some
print and flash.
Like the crystal.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Crystal USBs are great. They are crystal, so if you do drop them on concrete or tile, they can shatter. But they have weight. They're nice. They've got a metal top, and it's actually the only device.
Quality.
Yeah, it's the only device that we actually subsurface engrave. Okay. So everything else is surface, but this one's actually inside. That's awesome. So it keeps the crystal clean on the outside, and then you have more depth with your logo.
Oh yes.
Yeah, and then it just.
How much does Legend normal?
So 4 and 8 gigabytes are 2.0. 16 to 128 is 3.0. They start at $19, go all the way up to a 128 for $78.
Okay.
And then the more you buy, the more you save.
Right.
Yeah. So, you know, buy like 20 of these, throw your logo on, you'll save like 15-20% on the price. Yeah.
Nice.
What's going on, guys? Not much. Just checking things out. Awesome. Definitely some interesting
Albums.
Okay.
They're small and lightweight. So I've seen a lot of military families, budget-conscious military families where the spouse that's in service can carry it on their backs in the folio, and then it comes with an optional easel as well.
Okay. Nice. This one's like an embossed, where that might not necessarily be, but then I see this one's where it's just a straight leather. I did everything else on the side.
Hi there, how are you?
Good.
Do you guys print? You're at the right place. We do paper. We have been around for 425 years. Hahnemuhle, are you familiar with Hahnemuhle? This is our newest paper, that's metallic paper. It's 100% cotton.
So that's actually before and after makeup.
Oh,
That's like a little different style.
wow.
And same with this woman, she like appears and disappears.
How hard is that to do?
Well, is there like a specific place that only does this type of printing? Or?
I print it myself.
Oh, wow.
We have 1,000 lumen, 2,000, and this one goes all the way up to 8,000 lumens. So it runs off the internal battery.
All right.
So you can run cord free, turn it on, it'll tell you how long you're running at that level and the amount of time you have.
Oh, wow.
So you can really plan the shoots.
Does it have where you can hot swap in a new battery at all, or no?
No, you can always plug it in and run it off AC.
Okay.
And that's half power right there.
Oh, yeah.
So then quickly just got a nice diffuser, can rapidly change. I think took my attachment for the Fresnel. Fresnel would go on there.
Okay.
Yes.
It's a cool.
Yeah, we build them right in Monterey, California.
It's lightweight too. Easily have someone with a boom
Yeah.
and not struggle too hard with it.
And what this adapter is so you can put them in a Pro Photo, softbox,
Right.
Bowens. You just got to get a Bowens, a Pro Photo adapter.
Gotcha.
Goes in the Elling Chrome really easily.
But you could definitely get that into a, you know,
A 1510 Pelican, and then
Something.
all your gear and everything in there.
yeah, which is you only get one carry-on, and you're not checking this.
So that's why I'm just eyeballing everything and trying to pick up. Thank you.
How's it going, guys?
Good.
Got some great bargains today.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, 20% off everything.
Okay.
Already low price, and then on top of that, we're throwing in a rebate up to 50. Great deal on a travel tripod if you're in the market. Normally,
That's nice.
you'll find us on sale for $99 and $65.
Okay.
No rebate for that. It's already,
Yeah.
you know, it's already down as low. And then this is a super deal. The tripod alone is $300. Carbon fiber. Want to feel it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. With the VA5, which is one of our top-selling fluid heads.
Of course, as an online video person, making videos all the time about photography, I do a lot of it is really video. So in my case, checking out the microphones and things is really interesting. There's a company, Saramonic, very helpful representative, showing us the different microphones that they had on their...
The build quality, sound quality is quite a bit different on these guys.
Okay.
This would, as far as microphones of that style, which is cardiac condenser microphones, this is pretty much the Cadillac of those guys here. So it's a much bigger diaphragm.
It's no battery?
No battery, right.
That's nice.
Yeah, it runs on plug-in power. It's got a unique shock mount that actually holds the mic very well. You don't need to have a furry ball on one of these guys either, using a double thick windscreen. These are all metal construction on the outside here. And then this also comes with TRS and TRRS cable, so you can use it with your mobile device out of the box.
Okay.
So you don't have to go and buy a separate cable to be able to do that.
Nice. I'll have to check those out.
This is a really great micro shotgun microphone. So that's not a shotgun microphone.
Yeah.
That's not a shotgun microphone. They're cardioid condenser microphones, which means they got a big open pattern up front, right? This guy is a full shotgun microphone, but in a small format. In order to have a shotgun microphone, you need an interference tube, which is what this is here. Sound comes in from the side and gets bent back towards the capsule, and sound coming in from the front cancels that sound out as well, which is why you get side rejection on these guys.
Nice.
Get more directionality out of it. This one has the same type of rounded shock mount, but also has a high pass filter in the back. So if you're moving around like you are now, that causes low frequency vibrations. You can filter that out, at least in some respect with this. Double thick windscreen, and again the two cables, $79.
Nice.
About 20 bucks more for the shotgun version.
I did check out the Canon booth. Didn't do too much there, but it's nice they had a area for cleaning sensors and things free, so all the Canon users could get their stuff fixed up. Also, I did talk to one of the reps really quickly. Didn't get anything interesting out of it, you know, new cameras or anything, but he was curious about the M50 and what I thought of it, so I told him about that. With the Sony booth, they had a lot to show off. They had the brand new A7R4 to check out. The main thing that I noticed with the camera is the grip is a lot better than the previous version. It's more substantial. It's a lot nicer in the hands. I didn't look at it too much, but definitely interesting camera. Of course, it has a lot of megapixels. That'll be up to you if it's something you want to check out.
So, have you ever looked at the STF?
I've seen them reviewed and stuff online, but I've never, like I said.
So the thing you'll notice when you look in it, it's got like this weird kind of dark ring on the outside of it.
Okay.
So it has basically a filter on the inside.
Okay.
So it's a 100mm 2.8 lens.
Right.
Because of that dark ring, it's going to meter at 5.6.
Okay.
But that ring is going to smooth out the bokeh beyond what the aperture blades can do.
Okay.
So points of light, things like that are going to be perfectly searched.
Nice.
And then it's stupidly sharp, that lens. Like showing it off to some of the sales guys. So one of the guys down the counter, I snapped a photo of him, and they zoomed in, and you could see the tear like in his eye. It was crazy.
Also, another representative showed off the new features with their autofocus system. You've got the animal autofocus plus the human eye autofocus. You can have it prioritize on the person or the animal.
There we go. It's on animal mode, and it's tracking the dog. Now we're going to international symbol for animal and people.
This is awkward.
Right to him.
Should I move around? Is this a symbol?
I'll move the camera.
Nikon was there, of course. They had their Z cameras lined up. They had models there to take photos of. Definitely a nice setup. We did quickly check out Sigma. My friend was interested in the new f1.2 lens, but they did not have it to check out. Also, he did look at the 100mm f1.4. That's a huge honking lens. It's a hefty lens.
It is, but all the
it's a 1.4.
Yeah.
It's really fast, and it's really sharp.
Yeah.
All the images I've seen coming out of this thing are absolutely amazing.
Yes.
I think after a long day, I probably want to monopod it though.
That's why there's a tripod collar on it.
You got it.
They're designed for sensors well north of 50 megapixels. That's why they sing on everything current.
Yeah. I did ask them about the EFM lenses, and the representative did not have any information. He wasn't even sure they were going to release them in the United States, so that's up in the air. Who knows what's going to happen. We did check out Panasonic quickly, did talk with the representatives a little bit about the Phasetech autofocus not being in the cameras, and also the full frame camera and how the GH5 series might go in the future. They seem to be thinking that it's going to stick around, which is good. But of course they were not super thrilled with my questions.
Going away from the twist on to the watch.
Well, we just got the new X2s, and it looks like that does have that.
That has it.
Yep.
I've got whichever the most recent Pro Sony one. Nice.
Oh, it is quite a bit thinner.
Yeah. I do like the big display on the Pro S, but which I have. I've got the old version of this, and I've got the current peripheral as the switch lock.
Switch lock?
Yeah, like see how the new ones have the new type of tightening?
Yeah. Maybe this one later, not now.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, well thank you.
Fujifilm was there, of course. They had some cameras set up to check out. They were also doing a lot of printing, which was a little interesting. They had all their instant cameras as well. Litra was there. I had done a previous video on their original Litra light. They had a new version to check out that looked nice. They also had a larger light that had a lot more features. It had a full screen, and they had some type of diffusion on it.
So that's the 2.0 of what you used, and then we have a Pro, which is bicolor and OLED display and app controllable with some really nice accessories.
That was a big look at ClickCon, the photography convention in downtown Chicago. Interesting trade show. I might try to go to more in the future. And it was really convenient to have a friend there to help get there and do things that I'm not usually doing, like ride-sharing services and all that. Super helpful. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please consider subscribing. That helps me out a lot. Liking it and sharing it with your friends helps out a lot as well. I'm Scott from Photography Bonsai. Thanks.